So when I was 9, it was a week before my 10th birthday, I was riding my bike down to the beach by myself, and a man stopped me in the path, and he stuffed a pair of binoculars into my face, and he put a knife to my throat and told me to come with him or he would kill me. And so, obviously everything inside of me is screaming not to go with him, and but I went with him because he just kept holding the knife tighter. And then we got to this clearing, and I saw a vehicle there, and I got even more scared. He told me to get in his car, and I kept telling him no, and he kept holding the knife tighter and tighter to my throat, and I knew he'd kill me if I didn't. So I got in the car, and the whole time I was with him, I prayed to God, and I just let me go back home to my parents. And he ultimately let me go, and I went home, told my parents, and our neighborhood was a circus for the next few months. And
Did he rape you, right?
yeah. So it's hard being that age and, being raped and not having a lot of people to talk to about it. There were counselors and police officers, and I wasn't allowed to talk about it at school. My mom actually had to go to school and tell them that, the counselor said, she should be talking about this, and, it's not appropriate for school. And I even had, some of my best friends, their parents thought that I was lying about it, and they'd call and talk to my mom, and my mom was like, no, this happened to her. And
How did you feel about it?
just feel really alone and scared. And a lot of it was just knowing that he was still out there, and you don't really feel safe anymore. My whole life I was sheltered from the evils of the world, and then here's the situation I'm faced with, and I had no idea how to deal with it. And over time, I felt very alone, and I felt like God didn't hear me. I started to wonder if there was a God. And, where I used to go to church every Sunday, I just stopped going. I felt like, people at church didn't really care, because nobody talked about it. Nobody came to our house to see us, see if we were okay. And, I know for my mom, that was kind of a big thing. It's just, you just feel alone in it because everyone thinks, oh, it's family, it's for the family to handle. And when you're going through stuff like that, you remember the people that are there around you, So.
How did it turn around? What happened?
So, like I said, I've just kind of stepped away from God for a while. And after my grandma died, she was kind of the person that made me feel very close to God. And when she passed, I kind of found my way back to God, and I started to think and reflect a lot on the things that had happened. And I realized that, God was with me the whole time. He'd never left me alone. The whole time I was gone, he was there. This man ultimately, killed, I think, 5 other people. And, I was the one that he let go and walked away from it. And I'm here to be able to tell you the story today. So you don't really realize that in the moment when you're dealing with everything, and it's when you look back on everything and you realize how far you've come, all the things that you've overcome, that you really see, that he was there. And so I actually didn't go back to church after it happened. The church that I went to had actually closed down, And I tried for a while to find some other churches that, I felt at home at, and couldn't really find one. So I just kind of, I had a relationship with God still. I talked to him on a daily basis. And it wasn't until, this past Christmas that I really decided to come back to church and make an effort to have that be part of my life again. And very happy that I did.
What brought you here?
So-
How was your experience with that?
My daughter brought me to Orchard Grove. She really wanted to find a church that we could both go to. And she actually, she had a miscarriage. And that was, she was like, it's really important to me that, that I go. And I made every excuse to not come to church. And, but I knew it was important to her. And so I came, and I cried through every song, and I did that for 3 weeks. Every week that I came, it just, the music just spoke to me in a way that I've never been spoken to in a church before. And I just felt this power that I've never felt before. My heart just opened, and things that I used to think were important, I realized weren't important. It was, I was looking at life wrong, and it's changed me. And it's really, through coming here that I've really kind of just opened my heart to people, and just everything. I did the women's Bible study, and that was nice. Me and my daughter did that, and it was nice talking with other women and hearing their stories. And what I would say to other people that are suffering is that it's only temporary. I mean, it seems like it's taking forever when you're going through it. It feels like it's never going to end. But, I mean, even when you feel like you're alone, you have to tell yourself you're not. That, God is there with you, and he's always going to be there, and he's going to see you through it. He already knows how everything's going to end, and that you're going to overcome, whatever it is that you're going through, and be a better person for it.
How do you feel today?
Today I feel very empowered. My story, if you looked at everything that I've been through in my life, most people just, initially they just kind of feel sorry for you. That sounds awful. It's awful stuff that you've been through. But there's really power in that, though, because having been through it, there's so much wisdom, that I've gained from it, that, have allowed me to help other people. And, it's amazing just the power of a story, how much it can make someone else feel like they're not the only ones going through it.
How do you feel that you've grown from the suffering that you went through?
I feel that I've grown from the suffering because I'm not the same person that I was. I was very young when everything happened, but things kept happening, and you get stronger and stronger and stronger, and the more that you go through, the more you see that you can overcome, and the more that mundane things, but can be like kind of major for some people, just kind of feel like nothing, and just can look back at everything that you've overcome, and I'm grateful for everything. Now that I've overcome, everything that I've been through. There's so many times in my life that I've just wanted to die. I've begged God, just put me out of my misery. Don't make me go through this anymore. And I'm grateful that, he had a better plan for me. And that ultimately I trusted him to see me through it. And I have 4 beautiful children that I can't imagine my life without, that have been my rock, that's given me a reason to live when I didn't want to.
do you feel about God today?
I love God with all my heart today. Today and every day. I can't imagine a life without God being part of it. And I tell everybody, and I probably sound like this crazy person sometimes, but it's just, I see how much good He's done in my life and how much He's done for me and changed the people around me, and just all the many blessings in my life that a lot of them I've taken for granted my whole life, but they've still been there. And I want to live my life to serve God.
Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.